I've been doing fine. I'm gonna be a little bit more quiet today. It's just one of those weeks. It's just a bit slow. So if I'm a bit quiet right now, it's just how it is. It might be that for this stream, it's just gonna be a different vibe. Just kind of sit back, listen to music, you know, have at it. I didn't even look at the what happened with NSDC stuff. I do want to check that out. See how the boys did. Inside looks good in 3 or 4, but let's see how it goes in 1 and 2 when it comes to battling, because if we can do that. High side might be the way to go. Middle groove, outside groove. Okay. It gives me an idea of how the track functions, so want to be up on the top side in 1 and 2, maybe 3 and 4. You kind of want to be there too, but we'll see. I expect a lower count tonight, but that's fine. It's just how it's gonna be. So I'm not sure what I want to go with this, but we'll figure something out. that's gonna go well for you. Gonna see how this goes. I'm not sure what I want to do with this, but this is usually me every time I paint something. Like I go for a rough draft and see whether it works or not. In the background, so if you're not, so yeah, let's see what we can whip up tonight. Will it be good? I have no idea. Let's find out. sometimes because I'm just not good with them. The other stuff on, but for now, these are just placeholders, so I want to see how this looks first before. gotta give that an outline, good old outline, a thick outline. Yeah, we're just kind of vibing, really. That's what I do. Let's do kit layers in case I want to. It's been good. I mean, I'm digging through it. Like normal. There's nothing too extravagant. I guess is the right word of saying it. But we're diving through them. Like I'm doing it just fine. What about you? I suppose that is the question I must revert to or get to at. Give this an outline, so I'm gonna give this a red outline so I don't forget. Let's see how dumb you think I want this, because I want this. Let's go for 4. Yeah, I did. It was fun. I've connected with some people down there, so it's all cool in games, so I know I'm gonna get my feet wet. So I know that's a good sign. I wasn't able to go this year due to the COVID stuff, really. It was due to familiar things. Yeah, that's good stuff. I haven't checked up on your stuff in a while, though, to be fair, but I know you've been diving into that one a little bit more. As of late, really, school's kind of occupied me a little bit more. I've been getting commissions for stuff too, so it does help out a lot. Let me save this real quick because I don't want to forget. You know, it would be bad if I forgot to save this. People have been telling me you should like start charging people for their work, and you know, as of late I've been trying to be a little bit more assertive with that, so I know I'm in good shape there. I realized I forgot to. I gotta set that stuff for. I'm gonna have to check it out then. I need to use my Instagram a little bit more. I don't really use it that much, so I mean I do, but it's like very rare. I've been seeing your poster stuff. It's been pretty good though. Like in digital design, I think I might have seen it at some point. I think there was another time, but I just know I think you did a Baker Mayfield one, and I love that actually. As much as I want the Chiefs to win the AFC Championship tomorrow, I don't think they're going to. I'm not like pessimistic either. It's just kind of like, even if Mahomes is like there, I don't think he's 100%. So, and it's not an excuse either, for all we know. And it's not even discrediting the Bills, because I think Josh Allen, those guys are like super hot right now. I think they're gonna be. I think the Bills kind of, you know, this is a good story if they make it. I wouldn't mind that. So, Xavier Howard is, that one's good. I do like that one. My ideal Super Bowl would be Packers versus Bills, but you know, knowing how it's gonna work, Brady's gonna be in. So I mean, and I don't hate Tom Brady that much. I prefer him not to be in it, but you know, if he does, you know, you gotta still respect the talent he has. The intelligence he has as a quarterback is like very admirable, and you have to like acknowledge that. It's kind of like with like Lewis Hamilton. You hate him to like dominate, but like you still have to respect the merit he has, like the workload, everything. You know, I think that's what makes him such a that's so good, because they always practice their craft, or they're always wanting to get better, like better themselves, and that helps out so much actually. So. Dropping by, Caleb. You know, even if you're like watching for a few seconds, it's still, I appreciate it. You know, just like as long as you have like people here, you know, that's what matters a lot. So at the end of the day, like I said, I respect the Bills a lot. So if they win, I'm cool with it. Like I'm chill with that. You know, Chiefs already won the Super Bowl last year, so last year. So I mean, I can't really, you know, I can't really be mad at them. Now if they start like bickering at me and bragging at me, like, okay, yeah, you might cross the line there, but I'll keep it real for you. I don't think the Chiefs are as good as people have them out to be. Like, people are like, oh, they're so stacked, and yeah, they are. Like, their weapons and Mahomes is good, but like, I guess I'm going weird. Like, I'll skip Bayless here, but like, when you have like expectations like that, you should be like at least holding the gap that teams have. I'm not saying you should win by like 30 points, because it's stupid, but like, that's stupid to have that expectation. I don't think any team can do that. Like, you have to be that OP to do that, but like, you would, ideally speaking, you at least have some of those games where it should have been at least a blowout, or at least an extendable lead, you know, at least more than one possession. You know, you should at least have more than a one possession lead, but every time it seems like, for example, let's say the Dolphins, right? Like, I'm not discrediting them either, because they are really good. Their defense is good, even though they got murdered by the Bills. Their offensive power could be better, just depending on how Tua did. But I mean, Tua had a good game there. But the Bucs, you could say like, oh, well, they should have defended against Tom Brady better. But I mean, yeah, you know, there's a lot of variables. They could have lost to the Chargers like week 2. What I'm saying is like, they kind of get their foot off the gas a little bit too early, and I think that's really what makes them sus. But I still always think they're sus, just because like, when you've been around like Chiefs Kingdom for a while, you're like, I probably expected to choke by now, you know. It's because the teams never really have good playoff success, at least until Mahomes came in. But Mahomes is like a cheat code. I mean, if that guy wins tomorrow, I don't know how to feel anymore, bro. Like, that's gonna be weird. Be trippy. Okay, back to where I was. I'm a little bit more energetic now. I guess it's just the late night hours that I haven't really been feeling great. Not like I'm sick or anything. It's just like, I'm just kind of feeling, I guess one of the few things I feel these days is that I feel kind of empty. You get what I'm saying? Like, emotionally numb. I don't know if it's really a contribution due to the variables within the pandemic, like, you know, being at home a lot. Maybe it's due to like outside factors, so like my parents Sometimes I don't know. It's just I haven't really. There are times of the day where I just don't really feel great at all. You know, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, it's just. I guess it's just based on my energy itself. It doesn't sound very promising or compelling enough, but. It takes a lot of energy to get a lot of things done, I guess. It's just a hardship sometimes. I just don't feel well sometimes. I don't know. I could take a break, but how long would that break be? You know, it could be like a whole month for all I care. Sometimes you just kind of feel bland in a way. Do you think it'd be a better idea if I actually made that? Nah, I think it's just better off with the red outline, actually. Yeah, I do like the 49ers, though. I know your team lost, but if Shanahan actually had managed that final quarter, they would have won easily. Because Mahomes was not playing that good in that that Super Bowl all, bro. Like, man, that dude. I mean, if they're not injured, that's literally. They'll be back. I think they'll make the playoffs again, like next year. I think they just need that injury bug out of the way. Maybe they'll get all better. I hope they are, because they're a good team. Can you not? That's my brother. He's I think it's another thing I don't like sometimes. He can be a bit intrusive. Jimmy G, I think, has this potential that I could be. I don't know. He's got something in the hat. If they had, I think, better wide receivers, but Ayuk isn't that horrible. I think Ayuk's not that bad. I think most wide receivers are pretty decent, like salvageable usually. Now, unless maybe you're in Washington. If Washington had an actual good offense, maybe with like Taylor Heineke or even Alex Smith, like they're good. Taylor Heineke had a very impressive game against the Buccaneers, and you can get touchdowns against them. And yes, it's a Bruce Arians system, but I mean, Ron Rivera did a really good job, and Heineke's work ethic is fantastic. And I admire that, actually. Now, if you get rid of Dan Snyder, everybody knows that. It's kind of obvious. Yeah, everybody will be in good shape from there, so. I don't know what I really... This car is something, though. I don't know what I've done with this car. It looks kind of like a desecration of something, but... Yeah, Deebo Samuel's pretty good. Yeah, Kittle. I know Kittle's Kittle, but I think what I'm referring to is like a wide receiver core, but... I mean... I can't discredit talent when it's there. Obviously, Kittle got injured, so... There's a lot of what-ifs for the 49ers this year. Yet they always clapped the Rams. I don't know what were the Rams, but they were the epitome of inconsistence. So, yeah. There's something. Cardinals were a team that I thought would make the playoffs this year. As crazy as it sounds, I thought the Hopkins trade, you know, that's literally like robbing everything. So, like the Hopkins trade, that's already like an indicator. I'm not saying that's all an automatic game changer, but I felt like Murray would get more integrity. That's not the right word, but he'd be a lot more adept in the system of Cliff Kingsbury. But that team, after the Hail Murray, they haven't really struck anything. So, that's all good. That's why I figure it's like a lot of people are gaming right now, and I'm just chilling. You know, I don't really. Just a small audience is good enough for me. You know, like it's all cool. Cardinals really kind of underwhelmed me in the second half. Either Murray wasn't playing good, or freaking Kingsbury didn't know what to do. I think that's really the other thing. Kingsbury just didn't know what he was doing half the time, I felt. And then he got injured at the end, so that kind of also was like a salt to the wound for them. But Arizona's also, you know, yeah. I mean, I don't mind a lot of the NFC teams in general, actually. I think for me, the only team I don't really like is the Raiders, but that's also because I'm a Chiefs fan, so there's the bias there. But in terms of looking at it in an objective lens, they have the talent on offense, but the defense obviously needs work, and I think they'll be good next year again. I mean, they win. I mean, they beat the Chiefs fair and square. Like, you know, you can't deny like a loss. So I think, like, as much as I hate the Raiders, I still respect them as a team. Like, the Chargers I'm pretty chill with, and the Broncos, well, I don't know. If they had a good QB, they would actually be really menacing, because they are pretty underrated. Their defense, well, though not as good maybe throughout the whole field, their red zone defense is insane. So, and that's what I like about them. They stop the Chiefs well, and, you know, that's good. Like, I think if you get rid of Drew Lock as a QB, I'm not saying Drew Lock's horrible, but maybe he needs a different system, because Fangio's kind of more a defensive-minded coach, I feel. So if you get rid of him, maybe get, I don't know, freaking Matt Stafford or someone like that. I don't know how Stafford would do in that system, but I mean, good for Stafford getting out of the Lions, so. I'm glad he's out of the Lions, and I feel bad for Lions fans, actually, but this is a new generation, new era for them as a team. I think this is good for them. They need it, like a new change of heart. They're already kind of on that rebuilding phase, like always, but I mean, the Jets are kind of also in the same direction. 49ers, yeah, I mean, well, naturally, a lot of fans will hate the teams that are good, and I mean, we all are susceptible to that, regardless. And yes, obviously, if you're like a fan of that fan base, you're naturally gonna be cocky about it, I feel, or have somewhat of a proudness and pride that you have, that you resonate with that team. That's good for you. Again, I think the notation is just not to be a dick about it, really. Just don't be a dickhead. Like, that's all. That's something we all have to work on. Like, seriously. Like, stay humble, stay grounded with, like, what you got. Like, there were some Chiefs fans that are like, oh, we're gonna go undefeated this season. Like, yeah, right. I doubt that. I'm like, we're gonna lose a couple games. I'm like, well, I look at that, I'm like, well, we should have lost to the Chargers. We played horribly against the Patriots. We did lose to the Raiders, fair and square, you know, because Carr threw a lot of deep balls. We lost to the Chargers in the other week, but that's because Henny was playing. But I mean, that's with the practice squad, obviously. So what do I know? Basically, could be anything, but there were a lot of games the Chiefs should have lost. Should have lost against the Saints, in my opinion. Because Saints, though Breeze hadn't played the best, if you imagine if they had Michael Thomas, I think it would be interesting and cool to see how they would have done. And the Saints, now they're in cap hell. You know, $100 gazillion in cap hell. So it's a big F, honestly. Hey, Lily. Really, I think the best part, I would rather, in my dumb opinion, this is a dumb hot take, but I'd rather be in a team, like, be a fan of a team that is so mediocre, just because you would keep that objective lens alive in terms of, like, the NFL teams, in my opinion. That's just, because, like, when you have a team that's constantly having a winning record or so, you kind of get an ego to grow on you, you know, like Steelers fans, I know not all Steelers fans are bad, but like I feel there's a good percentage of them that get this huge attitude where it's like, oh, we're like 11-0, we're gonna be undefeated, you know, like all that. You're like, oh man, I'm like, oh, you all almost lost to an NFC West team, or NFC East team, excuse me, the Cowboys. See, my dumb brain can't handle it. You almost lost to the Eagles too at some point. Titans could have beaten you that one time. Gostkowski didn't miss a field goal, basically, to tie it up. Point being, in a way, is like the Chiefs fans are kind of the same. Not all of them, but again, there's always gonna be some toxic fans in there, regardless of what happens. So I know, yeah, I don't mind the Steelers. I don't really like them either, I'll be honest with you. They're another team I don't really like. I respect Mike Tomlin's, though, ability, but again, you know, the culture hasn't been that fantastic down there, and that itself would be an understatement. So, I think Tomlin's a great coach, though, but if he knew how to discipline his players better, they would be so much better. Obviously, they need a run game. They need kind of an O-line in general, actually. The Steelers' defense, still pretty good. I know they were banged up at the end and lost out to the Browns, but that was due to a lot of miscues of the offense, you know, with the center and everything. So that's kind of why they lost out originally, you know, that 28-point deficit at the beginning of the first quarter. It's just how it is, you know. But that's the NFL for you, because anything can go. Like the Jets, we all thought they were going to be undefeated and being beaten, you know, 0-16. That didn't happen. They beat the freaking Rams out of all teams. And I don't think any of us thought the Rams were going to win or lose. Excuse me. Man, I like the Browns a lot. I like them. They deserve to be good. So I'm glad that they're this successful. Kevin Stefanski's putting that team in the right direction, and that's what you love to see. You love to see teams that were mediocre. Oh, I already have this fun actually. That already have this. So I do have this one already. Okay. But back to what I was saying was that I love seeing teams that originally come off as mediocre or have been mediocre. You know, that they're rising up to the occasion. That's the way. I think we love seeing teams that were from the bottom of the pit, unless you're like the rival in the division, or you just hate them, you know, like, I think it's cool. I think it's cool for, like, a story. I like to, like I said, I'd like to see the Bills make the Super Bowl and win it, because they're a team that should have won a Super Bowl by now, and this is a year they're super hot. Josh Allen is actually accurate, and that's not talking crud about him either. This is like, because Josh Allen did struggle with a lot of accuracy issues in the past, but this year he's honed his craft. You have Stephon Diggs, it's a huge addition to them. You still got Cole Beasley that can make some really clutch plays. He's kind of like Julian Edelman, I feel sometimes. Like, he's not the flashiest wide receiver, but at the right place at the right time, he can get you a couple good yardage gains in yardage. And, like, he could be a game changer. Like, you know, he's kind of like one of those weapons that you use every once in a while, like a trick up your sleeve in a way. It's not Taysom Hill of all means, like, you know, a jack of all trades, like a Swiss Army knife, but he's like, you know, he's a lethal weapon. Carson Wentz, I want to have this really dumb argument here. So, could you really say a quarterback is bad when the system isn't any good? If you get what I'm saying, though. Like, could the Doug Peterson system just not work for Carson Wentz, but let's say, like, a whole different system would, like, let's say a Doug Peterson system works for Mitch Trubisky. And I know, like, people crud on Trubisky. Trubisky isn't horrible, but he's not great either. He's, like, average. He's a salvageable QB, I would say, you know. Trubisky has some good flashes. Like, I don't know. Like, you kind of get my argument here. It's like saying with, like, a NASCAR driver. Could you say he's a good driver if he's in cruddy equipment? Like, or could you say he's a bad driver when he's in cruddy equipment, you know? Like, what? I think people tend to, I don't know. I guess it's one of those things that kind of always kind of boggles my mind every once in a while. Like, kind of surprised I hadn't gotten into football a lot more. I mean, I still, like, I watched football a lot with, like, in the Matt Castle days and all that, but, like, we were so ass, like, I kind of was indifferent. But it's also because I also focused a lot more on NASCAR than I did football, you know, but I started paying attention a lot more, like, once Alex Smith came in. I guess you can call me a bandwagoner then, like, because like Smith, I liked Alex Smith a lot, so that's also why I liked him in the 49ers, you know, in his games whenever I had watched it as a kid. I always loved Alex Smith, and I always will, because he's cool. I like him. He seems like a cool guy. I mean, just let it be. As long as, if you know, like, at least a decent amount of the 49ers history that isn't, like, well, yeah, basically you just know a good amount of 49ers history, you can't really be, because usually bandwagoners just kind of hop in, they don't really know everybody else, any other players, I feel, usually. So, I mean, because let's say for Chiefs, like Chiefs bandwagon, there's a lot of Chiefs bandwagoners, I'm gonna bet you. You know, so they'll know Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. They'll probably nobody else, I'll be honest with you. Maybe Chris Jones they'll know, and Tyrann Mathieu. But you kind of get my point here. Like, I don't think they know anybody else. They wouldn't know, like, McCole Hardman, for example, or they wouldn't know Frank Clark. Well, everybody knows Frank Clark, but Bashaw Breeland, here we go. That's another one. Or Snead. Or any other running back that isn't Le'Veon Bell or Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Yeah, I originally didn't like how this scheme was going, Jesse, but it's grown on me. It's like every other scheme I make, I feel like it looks horrible at first, and then it's like it just gets better once I put all the decals and stuff on it. Yeah, this is how it ends, I guess. No, not really. But you get what I'm going at. See, I'll still get some of my names wrong and stuff. I'm dumb, but I tend to mix them up too. I'm kind of stupid. Like Chad Henne, he's been around for a while. I'm like, dang. I like Byron Pringle a lot, so. I remember when Terrell Suggs was the team. That was. Let me save this. I'm gonna save that right now because I don't want to forget. Where did I put it? Did I put all of your logos? I did. I put it right here. Because I'm too lazy to. It just saves me a lot more time. Plus, so I can just read. See, I put that right in 2048 by 2048 format. What a mental note I should really do is that I should make a miniature tutorial for you guys on how to design stuff on GIMP, because you kind of see how I do it here, but you know, I'm a little bit more on the unconventional side when I paint, so I just kind of whip up something. This one I literally just thought out from my brain just like a few minutes ago, like 30 or so minutes ago. I couldn't think of something for a long time. I think really what made me deter away from football for a while was really due to my peers at school. Like, I was the only guy that really liked NASCAR, and I kind of wish I had that dichotomy with someone to talk about it, at least at that time. I mean, now I have a lot of friends that are in NASCAR now, but, or at least a couple friends, not many still, but I met a friend in high school that I'm still pretty close with to this day regarding that, so definitely in a good spirits from that. This car actually has a Jimmy Spencer feel. I really like that, actually. It's starting to grow on me, guys. I do want to stream a little bit more often. I just don't really. It's usually just due to like my insecurities around my family and all that. You know, my dad is a little bit strict sometimes. He's got that authoritative feel to it. yeah, typically, because I'm also in like Kansas City, so naturally it's just not going to be a popular subject in general because the Chiefs and the Royals, and once in a while Sporting KC in terms of Major League Soccer. The Chiefs are good now, so everybody's going to start yapping about them a lot more, even though the Chiefs are, yeah, like I said, they're good, but I don't think they're as good as people have them out to be. That's due to like my often pessimistic nature. I'm not really gonna do much to this. I don't really do much to the helmets in general. I don't really like touching them or messing around with them too much. Like how there's a Monster Energy logo on there. Like we forgot to like literally. Oh well, it's not a big deal anyway because we're not gonna dive that deep into it. But where did I put it though? I had it. I guess not. All right. I swear I had it saved in there, but we'll do some searching. Oh, so yeah, California does have a lot in general, though. So sports-wise, so that's normal. I would think. You guys had Oakland Raiders for a while, but I mean they're in Vegas now. And I don't know what happened to them. I have no idea like what happened to them. I thought they were gonna make the playoffs this year and like battle the Chiefs or something, like win. But I guess that didn't happen. So it was like kind of sad for them. As blasphemous as that sounds, because they're a good team. Their offense isn't as bad, but Aguilar can catch. So I still don't know what happened to them. It's a mystery. I think I'm done with this car. Surprise, guys. I've done it. Oh, I forgot one thing. That's the one thing I forgot. I've got to put the Kroger logo on there. So that I've been done with this baby. This baby. As you can tell, I'm very lazy at putting associates on, but can you blame me though? They take a lot more time than you should. Just because, like, it's just extra space. It's like filler. You just kind of put it on there. So mind the laziness, but I guess it's a innovative way of getting it done quicker instead of having to like constantly piece the logo one by one. You know. I don't go by that vibe. Alright, let's turn the mask off and see. So I updated the Valvoline logo, you see that. I had to because it's a different logo now. This looked a lot better than I envisioned it, actually. I mean, okay. Yeah, I need to get better painting, so just start off. I always keep telling people this, but I will always re-emphasize it. Just start off small, you know. Don't do anything too complicated for yourself. I always start with something. When I started painting, I started doing like replicas in a way because you just get more familiar with the tools you have, whether it's GIMP or Photoshop. In this case, I'm using GIMP, obviously, so I'm kind of in that minority, I suppose, because I'm too poor to get Photoshop. But I mean, always start off small. You know, you feel more confident. You get more and more familiar with your tools. You can start getting a little bit more adventurous with what you want to do. So, I think, yeah, it's really just getting more practice. But that's the cheesiest thing to say. Like, in terms of thinking of like fictionalized schemes like this, sometimes it just happens naturally. Like you just kind of always, you always find something to do. Like you'll find a way. Usually, so here's how I think of things sometimes. When I have an idea, I immediately do it most of the time. Or like, so yeah, I'll see you later, Turner. I'll render this sometime tonight. We'll see. If not, I'll have this rendered by tomorrow morning. So, I'm gonna probably do another car and then call it a night. I know I'm really slow today, but this took me only an hour, so surprised. surprisingly speaking. I thought this would take me a little bit longer. Let me actually put this. I got the hood pins off. The splitter I think is fine as is. So we're going to. I got a lot of requests too from other people, but those can wait for now. But yeah, if Turner's cool with this car, then I'm happy. I've been happy with my schemes recently, but I'm working to do more complex designs. Yeah, I would. That's good, actually. It's good progress. Comes to show how much you improved. Like, you may not think that you're getting better at it now, and we are our own worst critic upon this, but like, you just get better at it. Like, you become a little bit more detail-oriented with how you want to format the numbers, the logos, the design itself, just based upon the logo, the sponsor itself you're aiming at. So, Target, obviously with like a lot of sponsors, you kind of want to have the colors that complement each other most of the time. So like with Target, obviously it's red. You want red with it, obviously, at some point. Unless you're doing like a really, really special scheme. But like red, white typically is the way to go, so... It's good that you're getting much more satisfied with your work, that you feel you've actually worked your butt off for it. I'm not saying like even if it's bad, you still work hard for it. Yes, like there are gonna be people that are going to critique it, and maybe not in the most efficient way where it comes off as like really bad mannered. But let me actually make a picture for this because I don't want to forget. Let me do that right now. But more or less though, like, listen to what people will critique you. Like, it's a must. You definitely want to hear some essence of critique. Not like, obviously you don't want to like listen to all of it because not all of it's going to be applicable. But for some, like where they're trying to, some people will come off as nitpicky, and my advice is try not to take that to heart. You know, you kind of ask them. Sometimes if you want to, ask them why they think that. Do they think it's going to be a better fit? For example, I'm not the best with like number colors and all that, so like I could have like a white that bleeds in sometimes. Sometimes it's just like they'll nitpick it, but again, never take that to heart. So try not to. I think at the end of the day, there's a central goal in wanting to improve oneself upon, you know, paint schemes, designing. Like, people genuinely want you to improve with your work, and that's why they'll be nitpicky. I think that's something we have to really evaluate ourselves and people's opinions about certain things. Because at the end of the day, there's like a common goal. And I think that's really what I've been trying to work this mindset around myself, or wrap it around for myself. Because I tend to sometimes take things to heart, but it hasn't been as bad as of late, though. Because I think I've gotten much better at it. Anything can happen. I do want to apologize to if it was too quiet earlier, way early in the stream. I just wasn't having the energy at the time. That's still not an excuse, but I just hadn't felt it, you know, like, yet. I'm starting to now, but even so, like, I still want to reinforce that apology to you guys, because you guys deserve better. You guys don't want to hear it too quiet, if you get what I'm going at. So that's why I put in some music for tonight for you guys, just in case I was quiet. I don't know if it's too loud or too soft. That's something I have to work on still with like audio mixing, or more or less just editing, set up my screens. But actually, I kind of want to go with this second one. I mean, that's already, you know, having to go through that process because it does take a long time. You know, replicas you focus so much on like being almost exact, obviously, because the bodies here are going to be different, naturally speaking. But, you know, being as close to detail as possible, you know, with sponsors, all that. Even if it's just like the base itself, you still have to be so on point with how you work things, how you utilize the sponsors and everything. Let me save this real quick, and then I'm going to, yeah. I told myself, I made a mental or sticky note for myself, was that I was going to try and get at least one scheme done today, and I've got made scheme that is. So only a couple ones I made. I already made the Baskinger and Turner ones, so I don't count those, but I made Young's car today. So I've already, so this is going to be my second one done today, so I've exceeded expectations somewhat. So yeah, here's what it looks like. I'm going to render this sometime tonight or tomorrow, we'll see. I might move this target level back, actually. Let me do that. Numbers are good enough, so I know I'm in good shape there. This would also make a really good Lily Diabetes car, actually, when I think about it. Or a Nintendo car, if you wanted to go that far. Either way, it's a very different approach of what I would have done with this Target car, actually, so. Yeah, you have to, that's one of the issues I do have. One of my pet peeves when you're designing stuff or painting stuff for NR2003, whether it's that or iRacing, is that people take that stuff for granted. Like, they don't realize how long it takes to design all this kind of stuff, you know? Like, it takes a long time. Even, well, simple ones, if you're experienced enough, you know, that takes you like a couple minutes or so, but you still can't take that stuff for granted. Like, you have to be in their footsteps, their feet, their perspective, to at least have a full understanding of how long it takes to like design all this stuff. So I'm glad that, you know, I don't want to like bring that conclusion to people, but like, it's one of my major pet peeves is that people tend to take it so, like, they take that for granted easily, and I don't like that. It makes us as people, and then you can call them sensitive, like me sensitive or anything, but like you kind of feel underappreciated for it, you know. Like, I think it's just you have to appreciate those people that are designing, because it takes them a long time. Because for all we know, this template could have been very, very sophisticated, and you know, someone could have struggled with making that car. So yeah, just be mindful, you know. I think it's what a lot of people have to do, is be mindful of what you say. That's also kind of one of the few things, I guess, that's an issue, a fundamental issue. I have this 11 as a chart number. It's an F. It doesn't work. Oh, because my PSD is broken, I think. That's why. I hate to see it. I wonder if I have a separate one for... Of a cheat code I'm doing here, guys, so mind my P's and Q's here. Yeah, it's fun. I think it's fun. Like, obviously you don't want to get drained out. That's also, if you're drained out, don't try and like paint. Usually for a lot of I think it's one of the issues when you're, it's like with artists in general too. Like you can't be, if you're worn out, you gotta take that break if necessary. Let me see, let me make sure this is lined up right because I don't want I use this Stewart Haas 11 for Sony Cup for one of my drivers, so I'm just kind of cheating with that. I need to save this actually as an XCF because I don't want to lose this because this will save me a lot of time. I saved it as 14, but the point is, yeah, I really just have fun with it. And really another thing I would give, and again I should probably reinforce this if I ever make a video, was like, you know, really like a GIMP tutorial is kind of pre-plan if you have ideas of what you want to do. Focus on like, so you gotta like have, there's so many variables in making like a good paint scheme. It has to be the manufacturer, so let's say like a Chevy Camaro, right? You want the number style is a big thing, and the number itself, because for all we know, you could be limited in number sets or limited in like the number font or even the numbers in general. So you have to get a little bit creative. You have to kind of like, it's like substitution in math. And I know a lot of you don't like math, but you kind of fill in which number might fit the best, what you think might fit the best. Obviously, another thing is the colors. You know, what colors will fit well, which colors will complement each other, and that'll play into, you know, factors later once you actually get into the work. I usually had those visions before I went to bed, and I just transfer them on paper, but like I just transfer them onto the program. And yeah, that's how it works sometimes. So I need to actually have a friend of mine get a better 48 of this because I know it's cursed. That's already cursed as is. So yeah, let's see. I saved that already, so we're in good shape there. So let's get popping. Let's do. Let's hope my GIMP doesn't crash. It's gonna freeze for a little bit here. But let's see. I've got a bunch of PMs though, probably from the admins. But I'm not going to check them. I got them from Lily though. Popular, guys. That's cool though. We got people watching it though, so. I do want to change the font for Jeffrey White. So what do I want to do? Okay, there's another thing. This is something I have to work on. But don't overcrowd yourself with paint. Seriously. Like, just as much as you can handle, you know. Just start with like one at a time. You get those done, you can focus on another one. You know, like I'd say maybe 2 or 3. It just depends. Have to like be realistic with what you can do. Because one day you can be completely burned out. You can like last a full day or a few days and such. So just also keep that in mind. Camaro, here we go. Here also utilize the rulers a lot, especially when you're centering stuff. It's going to save you a lot of time actually when you're painting and even mirroring stuff. It's not going to be exactly in the center as you see here. The ruler is going to be to the right or to the left, but those will help with moving logos a lot. You don't have to worry about nudging them too much. You might have to maybe once or twice, but not as much as you think. You're worried about centering things in general. So also utilize card viewer a lot. I know there's some people that don't use card viewer. It's a must when you're painting. Now if you're doing like a blank scheme, that's fine, you know, that's fair enough. But like if you're wanting to be precise with detail, whether you're like trying to fit the driver's signature up here or putting the font back here, you have to use card viewer. It is a fundamental tool when you're painting in Integers in 3. You have to use it. In my opinion, it is a painter 101 kind of thing in an art. So if you don't use it, well, I mean, good luck. That's my advice to you. I'm not gonna judge you or anything. I will be very nitpicky with a lot of paints, so if I do come off as overly critical, I do want to apologize for that. So, old scheme I had to make, or I've transferred over. So what we're gonna go for, Fanatics. It's a really nice car. I could literally copy the Hardy scheme I made on it because I really did like it that much. So actually, I'm actually gonna copy this real quick because I want to get the colors first. Here's the color dropper tool. We're gonna make sure we got that as well. We're gonna put some white in it too. I'm gonna make it very much almost like identical to the Hardy scheme because I really love it that much, but I'm not gonna try and copy it exactly the way I want it to be. So we're gonna duplicate a couple layer shortcuts or another thing. It's just really the more custom you get to your program because they're going to function much more differently. My biggest problem is lining things up, so I usually put the thing I'm putting on the other side of the other logo or design. Yeah, lining things up are probably one of the worst things to do in an art, like with any scheme in general. It's just one of the harder things, but it's something you just kind of have to deal with in general. Regardless of what you think, or regardless of how much you whine or complain or anything, it's just kind of an aspect that you have to do, have to deal with. But otherwise, you just gotta kind of go with the flow. I think that's really one of the few things I'm good at, I feel, is just kind of chill. And why do I need to? There's still a good amount of people watching, so I don't know how many people y'all watch this so late, but it's also late night on Saturday, so nothing new. Let's go for that. I'm gonna add some white and some orange. I'll call it orange. It's kind of not really orange. It's like a tangerine color, I guess. I don't know my colors well, but so let's find a much more high-res photo because we don't want this to be pixelated as heck. Let's save that file because I don't want to lose it. Huh. Oh well. I'll make it centered myself, so I can make a solid logo myself for that. I don't know where it went. That's good. Hey Larry, hopefully you're having a good night so far. I'm having a little bit more energy rise up right now, so far we're in good hands. So. Yo, it's Schwal, what's up? Nice. It's good to hear. Good to hear hanging. Love to see it. Sometimes I think I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth for myself here, having this weird existential crisis while I'm at it. But sometimes I feel I'm like a horrible person. You ever feel that? Like, you're super insecure about it. Like, you probably think of like one slight bad thing you've done, and you're like, oh man, I'm like such a bad guy, And it's not like it's good either. It's just like, I feel awful. I actually kind of want to see how this looks. let me actually... I kind of want to adjust more of this orange here, so give me a moment. Again, this is a huge draft, what I'm going to do right now, so it's not going to be 100%. Knowing me, though, it's going to be like, oh, this is already great enough. This is, so it's like... Maybe like, alright, chief. Got some late night snaps from my friends here, so... I'm gonna readjust this orange here, so again, once again, we're gonna see how this, I'm gonna actually omit this part. I'm gonna rechange the white too, so mind this geometric shape for now, but mind actually this portion for now. I'm actually going to revamp this and see how that, yeah, this Sony Cup car. What's up, Kenny? Yeah, I know. I'm a little bit soft today. I'm kind of in that mood, really. Let me turn down my music a little bit. I actually need to turn it down a lot more. So mind it overbearing my ears, so. But it's just how it is sometimes. Softy. What have I done there? Whoa, it's Brandon Guns. Yo, man, everybody joining this late at night. What am everybody doing? Can't sleep. Man, I felt that. Hope your teaching's gone well, Kenny. I know that stuff can keep you awake because, you know, grading and everything, and just even just getting things planned. Like, man. Yeah. She's probably what this girl wanted me to help her fall asleep, but she already... I ain't going that far, bro. Like, for now. Give me a moment. I gotta do my stuff, bro. But chill. I really do love vibing, though. Like, this late at night. It's kind of like my kind of thing. When is the reunion scheme being painted? I have no idea. If you did iRacing, I'd probably make it a Rogers car, but we'll see. Let me remodel this again, actually. I'm gonna remodel this whole scheme, actually, so bear with me. hate most of my iRacing themes. Are they just bad or just like... just too... Alright, that's fair. I can't blame you on that. Let me check my snaps real quick. I kind of want to... There've been a couple people snapping to me late at night. It do. I mean, it got the colors. Oh, she just wished me good night. Gotta wish this girl good night. No, definitely not. She's already taken, I think. I'm kind of like always a third wheel, but it's not a big deal, you know. Oh gosh, that's creepy, that picture. I look kind of weird, not gonna lie to you. Not very attractive. But that's just how it be, though. I don't remember how I warped the... I kind of do want to look back what I did with it, because it was a long time ago. I think I just made that in a whoosh, and it wasn't supposed to be like that fantastic. I had to look back at it, because, oh man. Oh yeah, because I did like that too. Yeah, I actually liked how the way I did that. It was based off what, Let's see how this goes. No, I don't like that actually. I hate that. All my homies hate that. No self-depreciation allowed. Dude, okay, I will tell you guys a story. So I was playing Valorant the other day, right? Like, I've been playing it with a friend as of late, and like, I'm doing unrated with these people, and it was some 12-year-old kid, or like some little kid, and like, for some odd reason, he thought I was like the streamer Saikuno. For some odd reason, you don't know who he is. He's like an Asian streamer who does like Among Us streams and all that. And he's like super shy and all that. He literally kept I literally kept telling him, like, no dude, that ain't me, chief. That definitely ain't me. Like, that ain't me, bro. Like, I freaking told him that. Like, I don't know, I thought that was really funny. For some odd reason, this kid thought I was literally Saikuno for no apparent reason, like for no coherency. Like, it made no sense because I didn't even sound close to this guy. So Just, it was odd. It's an oddity. But yeah, I haven't really, I guess it's just like, I'm not really the most confident in people. I've been trying to get better at it, and I think as of late I've done decently at getting it, but it's just kind of a blur at this rate. Like, you just kind of go through it. I think I did do the exact same thing, but I can't complain. I still love this scheme. Even if I just transferred it on there, I actually wouldn't object to that. I think this seems just seems just good as is actually. So I'd obviously have to redo the kinks on this, but like that. But it's going well. It's going well. At the beginning of the stream, I wasn't feeling the greatest, but I'm starting to feel better. So Jeffrey White. So if you knew Michael White from Sonic Cup a while back, it's his son in the canon. So he's been with my team for a while. If you want in context, so he's been doing great. So I decided to move him up. I should also get a webcam on this desktop at some point. I don't know when, but I kind of want to. But we'll see. I don't really like to try like dating apps either. If we're going back on that topic, I just can't get myself into them. They're not. I feel they're too artificial. Like, they're not authentic. They're just kind of shallow with it. That's what I suppose is what it is, but. Tinder sucks. Tinder's not probably good for you, but dang, is it convenient. Especially when I'm... Oh. Dad gone. I'm a hopeless romantic. Oh god. Oh goodness. Oh frick. But I suppose it's just due to like, for me, I'm just kind of like a hopeless romantic when it comes to a lot of things, even though, like, you know, that's not how it works IRL. It's just, it's like sometimes I'm too enveloped in my own world to where it prevents me sometimes from being rational. And so, like, I'll make, like, irrational moves when I shouldn't. And sometimes I feel I've not matured well as a person. Like, I look back and I felt a lot more mature. Like, I think I was a lot more mature back then, but it's just me. I'm really into like that gushy stuff, like the love, you know, like the hugs and really the stuff that is really affectionate. I'm suckered into. I will admit that. Like, stuff's wild. Oh, I think it could. It just depends on how the person you're dating with. Like, I feel also at the same time, and again, this might be me going on like a tangent, so I do apologize, but I think also I want to be in one, but at the same time, I'm not ready for one. Like, I know I'm not ready for one, you know? Like, the temptation is there, but you don't want to, like, succumb to that very temptation, because one, I don't have a job, so I have to, like, I mean, I get commission stuff from some people, but, you know, still, I have to make something that is decent enough, you know, to make. So I do want to have at least a decent income of what I want to do, but I know it's not always about the money and all that, but, you know, it's an indicator that you're getting your stuff together, you know, you're getting something, but nothing. You know, it's action instead of inaction. I'm gonna make that orange bigger, actually. Looks a lot smaller in comparison. I have a good enough hygiene. I definitely have that. These are one of those schemes that I feel if it ain't broke, you don't have to fix it either. But I'm just doing a little bit more revamped aspects of it. So this is probably gonna be way off the back. So, whoops, not too far off. Let's nudge this. 1, 2, 3. Welcome back, Shazam. I'm a little bit more energetic right now, so. I really need to upload more on this channel as well, but I don't know. It just depends on how busy I am. So that's another thing I've told myself this year. Oof. It's quite the simile you did put there though, Kenny. I will say that that's quite a simile. I kind of want to make more NASCAR related content, but I don't know really what I want to do, because I want to I don't want to be the same as like everybody else, but that's hypocritical, as we're all gonna, because we end up all doing the same thing anyway. But I mean, I think I'm gonna have more fun with this channel. I'm not sure what I want to do with it, but I think it'll be something. Spoiler edge, just get rid of the lock tape as well. Decals, we don't need that color parts, here we go, this is what we need. Splitter. It's literally the same as the Hardy's scheme I made. Oh, this is the Hardy's one I made. This is just a little bit more, I just add a little bit more spunk to it, I guess. But not too much of it. Obviously, I'm going to rotate this. Ideally, you probably want to make it 2.5, 2.5. I had it, I actually moved it up a lot actually with this one too. I remember that now. Because it was so far down, I didn't like that where it was going, so I just moved it up a little bit like this to center it. I'm actually glad white has a sponsor, because it fits so well with this paint scheme. Change was this part right here, but I might move this a little bit further down because I want to give it more space. So I want to give this white a lot more love. Just move that white a little bit, and then just move the logo to the side a little bit more. I kind of want to give the sponsor a little bit more space, also just so it wouldn't feel as empty once I put this in. I think last time I went with this, I went with let's save this. I always save. I gave Cody real tree. I mean, I think there's a setting. Like, I think regardless you're gonna have pixelation, but I think from what I remember, there's like a weird setting on it. I think it's in prefixes, but I don't quite remember. They have a lot of sponsors actually when I think about it. Porkins has the Peak stuff, all that. I'm actually gonna give Cabela's on. Because I can finish this up tomorrow. The action can go. Alright, I think that will do it for tonight. Hope you guys have all had a good time, you know, just chilling in here. You know, having fun, I guess, just watching me do it. Things, but, you know, it's much appreciated having you guys for company, so I really do mean that. It means the whole world for me, actually, you know, for all you peeps that listened in. I might try and do one at the end of this week, maybe middle of this week, we'll see. Alright. Other than that, though, you know, have a fantastic night, you guys. I'll probably still be online on Discord for a few minutes, but we'll see. Alright? Take care, okay?